Hey guys, what's up? It's Tuesday, February 17th, and I just kind of wanted to touch base and give you a little update on the diet and how all that's going. I guess I just completed my second day of the diet that I had sort of created for myself with information from the internet and whatnot. And I've learned a few things. I know it's only been 2 days, but one thing I've learned today is that spices are your friend, and mustard is your friend, and hot sauce also your friend. I was trying to eat one of my meals at work today, and like yesterday it took me an hour. It was like 8 ounces of chicken, a cup of brown rice, and some broccoli. And I had the same thing for lunch, or around lunchtime today at work. And man, it took me forever. It took me like an hour, literally an hour to eat. And I was working, but I was primarily eating, and I had my eyes on the computer screen, and it took me an hour. So part of the problem is that the chicken was really dry. I think when I use my little pressure smoker and then I put it in the refrigerator and then I microwave it at work, it just gets really, really dry. So I was just sitting there with like chicken in my mouth for like 2 or 3 minutes, just chewing on it, trying to get it moistened enough to where I could swallow it. And I did that for a while, and then I thought, this is crazy. Like, there's no way people do this. So I went on bodybuilding.com and I searched like the nutritional forum, and I think I said something like takes too long to eat or something like that. That was like my search, and like sure enough, like a bunch of posts popped up where guys were having the same problems. So there was actually some great advice. Obviously somebody said put mustard on it, or put some kind of low cal, no cal condiment. I didn't have anything like that at work. Another guy said just drink as much water as you possibly can to make it go down. So I did that, and I probably drank like, I don't know, it was a ton of water. I had chicken in my mouth, and I would just take a big swallow of water and kind of swish it around. Gross, right? So, I kept reading, and somebody actually had a great recommendation. I didn't realize, but there is apparently this company called Waverly Farms or something like that, and they have like a no-calorie, no sugar, no fat barbecue sauce, and people are swearing by this stuff. So I actually went like right on the website, like mid-meal, and I ordered like 3 bottles of the stuff. It's like, I think it's all for like dieting and stuff. Like all their condiments and stuff that they offer are like fat-free, calorie-free. Not sure how that works, but I guess they've figured it out. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting that stuff as soon as possible. And then actually my like midday meal that I had around like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, that I got some Dijon mustard, and I kind of put that all over the chicken, and it was actually pretty good. I mean, as good as you would expect. So that actually went down a lot easier. So again, condiments are going to be the way to go. Last night for dinner, actually, that reminds me, I made a ton of tilapia, and I've never really eaten tilapia. I've heard some people love it, some people hate it. I just put it in a pan with some lemon on top of it and baked it, and it was disgusting. It was absolutely nasty, and my wife actually had a couple portions of it for her dinner, and she was being very sweet, but it definitely was not good. But I sat there and like forced myself to eat it while I was watching The Walking Dead. If I hadn't had like a TV show to focus on, I don't think I would have gotten through it. So anyway, tonight I again, sticking with the whole like spices and condiment theme, I took it out, I brushed it lightly with olive oil, which is supposed to be a good fat, and I think I was supposed to give myself some olive oil anyway, and I just doused it with onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, put a little bit of, I put some seasoned salt on there, which I think has a little bit of sugar, which, wasn't really allocated in my diet plan, but I think it's like minimal. And I just fried the crap out of it. And it actually got like a nice like crust on there from the spices that were on there. And I ate that with some lemon squeezed over the top and some of that Cholula hot sauce. And that was actually pretty good. have to be honest. It was still a ton of fish though, and that's another thing I'm having a tough time with. The meals are a lot of food, but I guess there's no sugars, the fats are minimal, and it's just kind of completely different from what I'm used to. So consequently, I'm still getting hungry in between meals. You know, I had like my lunch that I just told you about, and then like probably like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes later, I was like looking at the clock, trying to kind of figure out when I could hit my next meal, because I didn't want to eat too soon, because then I'd be hungry later in the day, and you know how all that works. So I guess trying to time it right and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, so I guess I'm just getting used to it. It's day 2. One thing I told my wife on the way home from work, she and I work together, one of the things that kind of dawned on me today is that I'm going to be doing this for 12 weeks. And, you know, I really felt like a sense of accomplishment last night after I took that last bite. And I guess I just haven't really wrapped my head around how long I'm going to be on this diet. So I have a new respect for bodybuilders and just people in general who are dieting, trying to lose weight and change their body composition. I have the utmost respect. I've never tried to do this before, and it's challenging. As far as the cravings and stuff, that really hasn't set in. I mean, I walked past a diner this evening and saw people in the window eating cheeseburgers and stuff, and you know, there was a moment where I started thinking, oh man, it'd be so nice to have a cheeseburger right now, and then I kind of stopped myself. You know, that's a dangerous road to go down even this early. So that's one thing. And the other thing that's kind of tricky too is, you know, I mentioned my wife is in school and she has night classes. So I usually come home and walk the dogs and cook the dinner. So, you know, I'm used to cooking for both of us, and I really can't in all good conscience ask my wife to eat what I'm eating. It's not the most appetizing thing in the world. So I've been trying to make meals for her that she's kind of accustomed to, and I think what I'm going to do, I went ahead and ordered online from, we have Fresh Direct in New York, which is like it's a food delivery service. It's like a grocery store, I guess, that delivers, you know, to your apartment. And one of the things they offer are like ready to cook meals, which are actually pretty good. They're like lean meat, like stir fries and things like that. And I could probably eat something like that with my contest prep diet, but you know, it just gets to be tricky as far as, I guess, like calculating the amount of calories that are in each of those meals. But anyway, I placed an order for my wife, so I'm just going to cook those in the evenings for her, so she can have those for like lunch and dinner, and she doesn't have to worry about coming home and busting her butt cooking after being at work and school all day long. So I think I kind of solved that problem, because I was kind of worried about how that was going to work out for a while. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my update. Actually, the great news is I got an email back from Jeff with the Strength Guys, and he's sent me all of my nutritional information just this evening. I just saw it a few minutes ago, and he's actually given me like a really extensive diet plan and stuff, which is awesome. I'm going to print that out when I get to work tomorrow and review it, and you know, start tracking what I'm consuming, I guess, so I can put it in a format where I can submit it to him each week. And I really love it, because it looks like Jeff sort of allocated or allowed for the possibility that I'm gonna, you know, go out and have like a nice dinner one night, or you know, possibly, I hope I won't, but you know, possibly fall off the wagon on occasion and eat something I'm not supposed to. So you know, I think it's just all a matter of sort of keeping it like within your macros and what's been allocated for the particular day. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing I was really stoked about is just at first glance, I noticed that I think Jeff's allocated like 2,560 calories per day, which is kind of what I had calculated with the information I was able to find online and whatnot. I was thinking between 2,500 and 2,600. So it looks like I've been on the right track, and that kind of makes me feel good. And he also, I think he designated like, you know, the individual amount of protein and carbs and fat, and that was also within the realm of what I had initially calculated. I think I might have been a little high on the protein and a little low on the carbs actually, but you know, I was in the neighborhood, so I was really jazzed to see that, to see I wasn't like completely off in left field. But I'm just super excited to have that nutritional guidance. I think it's going to be well worth the money, especially as I get closer and closer to the contest date. You know, I think all that stuff changes. You know, I think your caloric intake and you know the macronutrients, I think that will shift and change. And so I actually think that's where I'm really gonna need the help. So looking forward to that. Jeff was actually super cool. I'm not paying him for training guidance at this point, but I sent him some pictures, and actually the video that I've got on my channel, that initial video where I'm kind of posing in the bathroom, and he just checked that out and just kind of gave me just some really quick pointers. The one thing he actually pointed out, which is kind of funny, he said, you know, I need to hit my chest more. And the funny thing was, I thought I was hitting my chest too much, but you know, the more I think about it, actually tonight he specifically said hit your upper chest with the incline, and he's absolutely right. That's an area where I have always been weakest. And it's kind of funny because I actually went to the gym this morning and I hit upper chest. I just had a feeling that was going to be his feedback. You know, because I've actually heard that in the past. Like, it's probably 15 years ago, I was at a gym in Charleston, South Carolina. I'd been working out for a while up to that point, I guess, but one of the trainers there was a really nice guy, and you know, his one critique was to hit your upper chest more. You got to develop that upper chest. So that looks like an area where I definitely need to focus. I think Jeff wants me to hit it like 2 to 3 times per week or something like that. So anyway, much appreciated for that guidance, and I guess I'm going to be doing some inclines in the next couple of weeks. I'm definitely going to be focusing on that. So anyway, I guess that's a nice problem to have. You know, he didn't tell me I need to, you know, squat until I drop, which I'm kind of already doing anyway. But you know, so yeah, I appreciate it. Again, I think I've checked in almost every day now, and I initially said I wasn't going to be doing that, so it's just kind of nice to touch base and let you know how everything's going, so I don't feel like I'm doing this on my own. Alright, cool. So I guess until next time, have a good evening.